Hi, this is Grace Pamela, Summerana.com, and today I want to show you the different ways that you can remove distractions from your images. So a lot of times when you're working on your images, your main focus, you want it to be your subjects. So this is our main focus right here, and unfortunately there's this big rock, there's a person walking back there. This is kind of it doesn't match the rest, and there's this, and sometimes it might be other things in the foreground, and there's just a lot of things that you want to kind of remove so you're not having a very cluttered image and the viewer isn't sure what they're looking at. They don't know if this is part of the story, and unfortunately she's not part of the story, so we definitely want to remove her. So I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on the different ways that you can remove things from your images. So one of the most popular ways to remove things from your images is using the spot healing tool brush. And you can right click and make sure that it's selected. And this is great for smaller objects, things that is really small. What it does is it's kind of like a smart tool where it takes the surrounding part of the image and fills it in with the surrounding part. So it's not always accurate. Sometimes it can be. See, like it kind of took some from the water and it took some from the brick. So you might want to go over it again. But again, it's not entirely accurate. See, I'm kind of messing with it here and now it's kind of messing up the whole thing. That one looks okay. So that's why things like this it's important. That's why it's important to know the different ways that you can do this, because one method might work and one method might not, and sometimes you might need two or more methods. Okay, so the next thing that I love to use first was the spot healing tool brush, and the next one is the clone stamp tool. You can go ahead and right click and make sure the clone stamp tool is selected. And here, this lets you, instead of automatically taking something from the surrounding and trying to fill it in, this lets you manually choose where you want your source to come from. So like, for example, this one, you might want to take it straight from the brick over here and then line it up manually so you know exactly where it's going to be. And there you go. Now you have it lined up exactly how you wanted it to be. And of course you can zoom in and kind of fine tune how you want it exactly. So that's a great option to use also. I'm going to use it right here. And to use your cloning stamp tool, what you do is you hold Alt down on your keyboard and you select the area next to the part that you want to clone out, and then you kind of paint it on over that area. And in case it doesn't line up, again, you can just go ahead and grab that section, make sure it lines up, and then drag it over. You can use the same thing here for her, but I'm going to show you another method that you can also use. Another method that I like to use is using the Lasso Tool. And you can, again, right click and select Lasso Tool. And here, you can kind of circle over areas. It's a little pen that you can draw, and then you can circle the area that you want to get rid of. And then you right click and select Fill, and then go down here and select Content Aware, and then select OK. And then you can kind of keep doing this. Either you can try it all at once, or you can do it little by little, whichever works. And then what I was saying before, but sometimes one method works great for the bulk of it, and then sometimes you might need to go in and actually clone it and use a second method along with it. Or you can use a spot healing brush. You can see this kind of a little patchiness right here in the sky. So I'm going to grab some sky from over here and kind of paint over it. And then also you can use it for the areas that it might have missed. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see what I can do about that rock. Sometimes it's fun to play with the different methods to see which one works the best. So that actually worked pretty well. You can also clone it or do the other content-aware Lasso Tool, whatever you think works the best for that image. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if I have a before. Okay, so here's a before and after, and you can see we quickly got rid of all of the things that were really distracting. And now all you really have to look at is this couple, and you have your leading lines that are leading straight to your couple, and your eyes are right here. You might want to add a sky overlay, or obviously this is the very base of your image, but once you remove those distractions, then you can start really focusing on finishing up your edit and making it look absolutely beyond gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to this image, and I'm going to show you some more methods. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of the same methods that we did already. So that worked okay for that. And this one, you can do it this way, cloning or the spot healing brush, if you want to. But another way that you can do it is, I'm just going to go back to where I was. Alright, so another way that you can do that is you can right click your background layer and select the duplicate layer. Select OK. And then you can grab your rectangular marquee tool, and you're going to go ahead and select the area that does not have any distractions. So right here, I got it right next to it, and I'm going to go over to this area. I don't want to put it on my subjects because I don't want to drag her over. And then you'll go up to Edit and select Content Aware Scale. Now that you have that, you can hold the Shift or Command key on your keyboard and drag it over to the edge. So this is great for getting rid of distractions that are on the edge of your images. And that might be up here in the sky, that might be, and then you just go up to deselect. Okay, so that worked great. Now our distraction is gone, but our dock is a little messed up. So that's why I put it on a separate layer. So now I can go ahead and add a layer mask, grab a black soft paintbrush, and I can paint my dock back on. So now I got rid of my distractions, and I still have my dock perfectly aligned. I can go ahead and also play with this bush here too if I want it back to the way that it was. Okay, so that's another method that you can do. Another thing you can do if it was kind of more symmetrical. I won't be able to do it because there's a sky here, a wide open sky. But you can grab your rectangular marquee tool. Actually, I'm going to merge this down. Again, you're going to want to, actually, you don't have to duplicate, but you can. That's also another way you can do it. But you can grab this right side and select Layer via Copy. And then you can edit, free transform, right click, flip horizontal, and then you can bring it over here. And then that's another way you can get rid of one side. So let's say if this dock was more clear and we weren't exactly standing on it, I'd be able to switch this this clean side dock over to this side where he's sitting, and then I'd be able to mask him out so that way it's just showing this side. So I wish I had an image to show you an example of that, but that's definitely another way that you can do that, and you can line it up, and that can get rid of that distraction. But again, that doesn't really work if you have two opposite sides of the image and they don't match up. But that's definitely another method that you could do. So for this guy in here, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my lasso tool, and I'm just gonna kind of work on him. Content aware. Okay, so you can see I'm kind of getting somewhere. I would have to work on it a little more, but I wanted to show you this red bush, because of the color, it's actually kind of distracting to me. So what I'm actually going to do instead is take some green and clone it down over this area. If I wanted the red, another way that I could fix this without keep doing the lasso content aware is I can grab some red bush over here and I can kind of fill it in. So that's another way that you can do it. You can clone it, but I'm actually going to get rid of it completely and just take some of this green up here. Now, if you notice, you'll see the dock here, it's perfectly straight, and then it starts to get hazy there because I've been working on it. So you want to watch your lines, and I'm going to grab part of that dock, and I'm just going to bring it over. You don't want to cause a new distraction by trying to get rid of your distractions. Now I'm actually going to grab my spot healing brush and fix that little corner. Alright, so that dock looks a lot better now. And now we don't have a bright red bush there or a person sitting there. And now we have less distractions all around, and we have our focus just on them and our lovely dancers here. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find a before. Okay, so here's our before and after. Before, after. And this one again, our before and after. So those are all the different methods that I like to use. Definitely interchangeable, but it's important to know what each one does, and it's kind of neat how each one has its own use. Like I said, the healing brush, the spot healing brush could be great for smaller areas or areas with like big chunks of area that's even and smooth to grab from. But for more complicating areas, it's great to use the cloning stamp, or sometimes bigger areas. And then also you can use the marquee tool to completely flip part of it over, and also using the lasso tool for content aware, and you can do it little by little, or you can completely try to get it all in one go. So definitely very important to know the different ways that you can do it, and I hope this was helpful in showing you the different ways. So thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing day.